Hey everyone, welcome back. So a fifth non-price determinant of supply is similar to one that we discussed as being a non-price determinant of demand, and that is the price of related goods and services. Okay, so why would the price of related goods and services matter? And if we're thinking about ourselves as suppliers of good or service, and we're thinking about the supply decisions that we make, why would we be concerned with the price of related goods and services? Well, this has to do with what else you can do with your available inputs and production technology. So if we're able to produce multiple goods with our available inputs, then we should pay attention to the goods that we can also produce other than the one that we're talking about right now. So, for instance, suppose that you're running a wood shop and you produce dining room tables, but you also have, the opportunity or the knowledge, the skills, and the inputs to produce other types of furniture. And you observe that you have an increase in the price of chairs, an increase in the market price of chairs. So what you might want to do is divert some of your resources away from dining room table production to the production of chairs, right? So this increase in the price of chairs we might expect to correspond to a decrease in the supply of tables. Or a shift to the left. Shift to the left of the supply curve. Now, it could be the opposite case where we observe a decrease in the price of chairs. In that case, we'd expect more resources to be diverted away from chair production to table production. So we'd have an increase in the supply of tables. Or a shift to the right. The supply curve. We can think of other examples. We could have a situation where we're running a pizza shop and we see that the market price of calzones increases. So we have all the materials, we should just divert resources away from pizza production to calzone production, right? So this is about thinking about the opportunity cost of producing a good, or what are you giving up by producing a particular good? Could you be making more by producing something else with the available inputs? Now, the last non-price determinant of supply is the physical supply of natural resources. Okay, so this is particularly important if we're talking about the market for the natural resources themselves. So, for instance, if we're talking about the market for crude oil, and we discover some new area where we can drill for crude oil that we didn't know about before, that would be an increase in supply of crude oil. We could have the opposite case where, for instance, we have a drought one summer, and what that does is it reduces the supply of land that can be used to produce agricultural goods. So we would say that there's a decrease in supply of corn and almonds or whatever is grown in the area where we have a drought. So that's particularly important just with the markets for natural resources and the markets for agricultural goods. But it's still an important non-price determinant of supply to think about. So hopefully that gives you some idea about the non-price determinants of supply, and that being the things that shift the supply curve or change the quantity supplied of a good or service other than the price changes in the price itself. So I hope to see you in future videos.